What's up, guys? This is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. Today, I want to keep talking about narcissism, okay? About what is it like to grow up in a narcissistic family. But before I talk about that, my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented the physical immortality rings. These are the rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. They're plastic covering magnets. You put them on, you don't age anymore. You stay physically young forever. You know, I have lots of testimonials on my website, which is livemuchlonger.com. If you go to my website, you read the testimonials from Amazon customers. You know, 80% of them give me like 5 stars and 4 star. So if you're interested in rings that can keep you young forever, you go to livemuchlonger.com. Livemuchlonger.com, okay? Anyway, let's keep talking about narcissism, okay? What is it like to grow up in a narcissist family? See, my father is a narcissist, okay? And he infected the entire family. I mean, narcissism, it could be transmitted like a disease, you understand? If your father is a narcissist, you will probably end up becoming a narcissist, you know? His wife, I mean, I have stepmother. I have like 2-3 stepmothers, you know. They all become narcissists after they marry my father. And my sister's a narcissist, my brother's a narcissist. Let me explain how this happened, okay? This is how my father is. Every day, you know, if we're eating lunch together, all I hear is him talking shit about other people. I'm not even talking about, he's not talking shit about like American presidents or Chinese presidents or whatever. He's talking shit about like relatives, you understand, like important relatives, that people that I meet every day. He's talking shit about relatives that I meet like at least once a week or something. He would say, "Oh, look at George. George is my uncle-in-law, you know. Uncle George, he married my aunt, you know, which is my father's sister, okay? Oh, look at George, he's so old, he's bald and this and that. He's a stupid, you know, Cantonese man, and, you know, he's so stubborn." And it's like he kept talking shit about George. You know, he's so stupid. He said you know, George said he understands English, you know, because he migrated to the United States ever since he was a young man. Yeah, his English sucks, and then it's like, well, you know, now I'm a grown-up, I understand. I mean, who doesn't have shortcomings? Come on. Who doesn't have any weakness, you know? It's like my father kept talking shit about other people. He chooses every little weakness that other people have, you know? And then after he finished boasting and talking about George, he would, you know, change his subject to somebody else. Oh, Andy. Oh, that's my another uncle-in-law, you know. Oh, Andy, look at him. He's so cheap. This and that. He's, you know, dumbass, cheap, unemployed, and he just kept talking shit about Andy. And I was a kid. I was only a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid. You can imagine what kind of effect it puts on me. Then, of course, I mean, when I see Uncle George, I put up an attitude. I give this guy an attitude. Because my father, you know, kept telling me that this George is stupid, he's stubborn, he's dumb, whatever. So I was a kid, I didn't understand. I didn't know better. I was a 10-year-old boy. So I also, when George came to my house or when we visit my aunt's house, I also put up an attitude. So he basically made a very, you know, like relatives unfriendly toward each other. You understand? He created this unfriendly environment for all the relatives. But eventually my father abuses me. He punches me, and he punched me. One day he pushed my head through the front gate. You understand? I mean, I'm lucky I'm still alive. He didn't kill me. But he's that kind of person. You understand? He's a very the day that he died last year, my uncle never showed up. I didn't show up, you know, and then a lot of his friends didn't show up. People show up, they give a fake cry, you know. And then after he died, we have another family gathering, right? It's like he died, and then a few days later, the family gather, for lunch, at my grandmother's house. The surprising thing is nobody even talked about it. Man, that motherfucker just died like 3 days ago, and then nobody even talked about it. Nobody even bothered to speak about it. I'm sitting there eating lunch. I was like waiting there to see if somebody would talk about him. No, nobody said shit about him. It's so funny, man. That was like the easiest transition I've ever seen in my entire life. I saw people die before. People die. Oh, a lot of people are shocked. Oh, shell shock. It was so surreal. This is so surreal. Oh my God. People are still trying to wake up from this nightmare, from this reality. He died. Nobody gave a shit. Oh, it's so funny. And then but anyway, he's like that, and my brother became a narcissist too, My sister became a narcissist too. And then you can imagine, I got out, luckily, they kicked me out of the house when I was 17. So, and I only been with him for a few years, So luckily, he didn't really affect me that much. He did affect me though. I remember when I was living with him, I also had this, sense of pride. I think I'm all of that, But then after I left his home, I became sort of normal, you understand. But then my brother and my sister, they're not that lucky. They became full-blown narcissists, and then they're like out of control. It's like they live in a world of their own imagination. They think they're all, we're so great, we're so, like everybody adore us and shit, In fact, it's like I don't know. My brother eventually became the most unpopular person in the entire family. My uncle disowned him. I disowned him. I mean, my uncle cut tie with him. I cut tie with him. And he's putting up an attitude toward my aunts. My cousin hated him. And it's like, and then my sister also, I don't know, it's just like, she abandoned me, you understand? Because I cut tie with my brother. And then immediately she abandoned me without a word. I email her, she doesn't even reply. It's like back in the days, when she went to college, I pay for her college tuition every month. I was never late. I give her $300 every month. You understand? But then because of my father kept on talking shit about me, kept on talking shit about me, talking about shit about other people, and it eventually turned my sister and my brother into narcissists. They just, you could imagine, If the father always talks shit about, oh, your brother Alex, he's a crazy person, some scam inventor, that's what my father, say about me. He's selling junk, he's a con artist selling some fake rings, and he's a dumbass, and he's not, he doesn't have a job, and he's just some unemployed person selling rings, and you understand every little cruel things that he would say about me in front of my sister, in front of my brother. So turn these two people into narcissists. And then one day I cut tie with my brother. My sister also declared war on me. She also abandoned me. And then my stepmother basically told me, hey, I was talking about my sister. Hey, how's my sister Emily? And my stepmother told me, hey, your sister don't owe you nothing, okay? She doesn't owe you nothing, okay? That's $300 a month back in those days. That's the money you're trying to help your own father. It has nothing to do with your sister, okay? Oh, man, when I heard that, I cut tie with all of them. I cut tie with my stepmother. I cut tie with my sister. All of them, They're just gone. They're gone from my life. But I want to tell you guys, that's how narcissists start, okay? It's because you have a narcissist parent, who's always talking shit about somebody. Always talking shit about somebody. Not like, oh, I hate that politician, I hate this politician. He's always talking shit about people who are close to us. You understand? Like relatives. Like, oh, that uncle's a fool, your brother's a dumbass, or, he's looking for every little weakness about other people and talk about it. That's how. So you live with someone like that, you're going to become a narcissist. You will become a narcissist, So just remember, okay, I have 4 points, always remember, other people don't give a shit about you, Like my father, when he died, I didn't go to his funeral. My uncle didn't go to his funeral. Most of his friends didn't come up. Most of his friends did not appear. And then 4 days after he died, during a family gathering, nobody even talked about him. Nobody even got to say shit about that motherfucker. Imagine that. So just remember, if you're a narcissist, nobody gives a shit about you, man. If people care about themselves, you understand? If you're an asshole, you're an asshole, And then second, when people are being nice to you, just remember that they're being nice to you because they're tolerating you. It doesn't mean that you're like if you are gone for a few days, people will miss you. People adore you. You are, unreplaceable. You cannot be replaced. And oh my God, you're so this, you're so that, and people just love you so much. That's not true. Okay. People are nice to you because they try to tolerate you. They don't want any trouble from you. You understand? Especially if you are a close relative, because, every once in a while, right? At least a few times a year, we have to meet, for Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, whatever. So people are being nice to you because they simply are trying to tolerate you. They don't want no trouble from you. They don't want you to gossip against them. They don't want you to give them that nasty look. Or say anything sarcastic during the family dinner. That's all. People are nice to you because they tolerate you because they don't want no trouble from you. That's all. And then also the third thing is, before you talk shit about somebody else, before you judge someone, just remember, being judgmental means nothing. It doesn't mean shit. Just because you're judgmental, what does that mean? What the fuck? I mean, it's like, look at my father. I mean, what the fuck are you anyways? You're just some goddamn thief. He stole my uncle's money. Lots of money. That's the reason why my uncle never showed up at his funeral. I didn't show up at that guy's funeral. I hated that guy. He's just some thief, you understand? It's like he's always talking shit about other people. But then all the people that he talked shit about, they were all good people. They were all very, very good people, you understand? So next time before you judge someone, just ask yourself a question. What the fuck are you? Take a look in the mirror. What the fuck are you? You're nobody, honestly speaking. So I mean, the value of life is very subjective. So before you judge someone, you ask yourself a question. What the fuck are you? And also the fourth thing is, if somebody doesn't really bother you, does not threaten your standard of living, then you should just be nice. You should just leave them alone. Don't talk shit about somebody. Don't gossip about someone. Especially if they're not bothering you. You understand? If they're not bothering you, just leave them alone. For example, I don't know why my father is always talking shit about Uncle George, about Andy. I know my father talks shit about me. When I'm not around. I know that. He's always talking shit. It's like it's totally unnecessary, right? These people, they don't bother him. Why do you talk shit about those people, right? So that, okay. Anyway, that's all I want to say. That's how you feel when you grow up in a narcissistic family. Hope you like my video. If you like my video, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Thank you.